Well,
Here we go.
here we go. Here we go. Where are we
We're
going?
live.
We're going upstairs tonight. We are upstairs tonight. Hey,
Wow.
look, there we are. We're live.
You didn't know it's all about apples again.
Yes,
Man.
it is.
Our little cereal poll questionnaire, whatever.
Yes, yes.
Apple Jacks, these were hers. But I got some. I've been eating them.
Yeah, you've been eating them. About half that box is gone already.
But welcome back. We missed y'all last week and just had some things going on and just couldn't make it all happen and work. But we're back with you today, and we got Jimmy Reynolds.
Hey, Jimmy Reynolds. That was Apple Jacks.
Yes, sir. I'm telling you, ain't nothing like a bit. Not just a box of apples. That's family size.
Because, you know, we're a big family over here.
Family size. of Apple
So,
Jacks.
yes. All right.
And but we're back, and y'all hanging here with us, and we're gonna have some fun, and we're gonna sell, huh? Anyway,
Lord, I'm glad lightning didn't strike at that very moment. Because, y'all, it is coming down like nobody's business here. I feel like my mother, if she were here, Jane, you better get away from all that electrical stuff.
but
I'm telling you. Melanie said, hey, from Stormy Ackworth. I feel you, Melanie. He doesn't think it's any big deal.
it ain't no big deal.
Hey, Laura, here comes Jack.
Jack, he's scared.
Seal wants to know where's the Captain Crunch.
Oh, we're not gonna. Hey, but that's my favorite Captain Crunch. I like it. Now, Captain Crunch will tear the roof of your mouth up, but it is a small price to pay for some good Captain Crunch.
You are the silliest man.
It's true, isn't it?
It is true. It is very true. Shh. Stop it. Hey, Adrian. She came in just at the right time. My husband was being ugly. It's not yellow. It's brown.
But anyway, we're making apple pie.
Yes.
Nothing is. Look at us. We're
all,
ready.
yes, we are patriotic tonight because it's nothing as American as
Apple pie. And that coin was phrased probably around the turn of the century, but it became really patriotic around World War II, and with all the soldiers, you know, baseball, you know, apple pie, whatever else it is. What I'm having a Joe Biden moment. But anyway, America. Hey,
yourself.
we getting ready for this episode. I just doing a little the research and development department
Oh, yeah, that's funny.
sent me over, you know,
Sent you a report.
a report.
Okay.
You know, North America until probably the 1600s, there was no Native American apple trees besides the crab apple. And Johnny Appleseed, he was going around, everybody thinks he was planting all these, you know, these beautiful apple trees, but no, he was planting crab apple trees.
Crabby apples?
And the only two good things crab apples are good for is making hard cider.
Wow.
At least that's what Johnny Appleseed did. And the other thing is,
Did you know him?
what are you saying? That I'm old?
No.
Huh?
Continue on with your story.
What are you going? Uh-oh.
I may have to step off stage here so I can get a grip.
But she didn't get me going now. Oh Lord, I hate it when you get them giggles, especially when you're on under pressure here.
Okay.
All right,
All right.
Johnny Appleseed.
And
He,
did
the only
not
two
know
good
it.
things crab apples are good for is making hard mash, hard cider. that Johnny Appleseed was making. The only other good thing is to shoot them in a homemade slingshot at your brother.
Lord, that
'Cause
you
we-
sound like you had experience with that.
We had a big old crab apple tree in our front yard when I was a kid. And there wasn't nothing like a crab apple battle. You just, if you had a shirt on, a lot of times in summer I didn't have, so you just stuff your pockets. Because crab apples wasn't, they about the size of a big marble, you know, maybe a little bigger. And then you just have battles thrown at you.
Bruise yourself.
It was airsoft back in the day.
There you go.
Yes, but we had homemade slings of this old limb with a Y in it and some more inner tube and a piece of shoe leather, make a flip and shoot crab apples. And that's Johnny Appleseed. So
I hate it when you know what I want to say, and it's so funny. We need to get a grip now. Listen.
here we go. These are some Granny Smith, but hey, we lucked into it.
Oh
I'm gonna
my
let's give him a big
gosh,
shout
yes.
out. We're doing a shout out.
Oh, for heaven's sakes.
And,
yeah.
Where's those? I just want to go ahead and give him a big
So
shout.
yeah, so there's an apple tree in our neighborhood, right up the street, and it's our neighbor Steve Goins, and we sent him a little message and said, hey, can we have some apples? And sure enough, he said, yeah, come get them.
I got a bag full of them. I'm gonna go get some more when we've already bought some Granny Smith. Here in the next day or two, I'm gonna make some homemade apple butter. There's a quick crock pot recipe. Now it takes a minute. It takes all day, but we're just gonna kind of film the highlights and add it to the page. And I got some apple. I'm gonna make some apple butter.
Yeah, and big thanks to Steve, because
Yep.
that was mighty nice of him to let us.
So these are homegrown
Homegrown
Hamilton
Hamilton
Fields.
Fields.
apples.
Yes, all right, so let's get going.
Let's get going here.
Well, no, I got us all sidetracked and tickled
We got
and
anybody
stuff.
watching?
Yeah, there's a couple of folks are watching, having a good time with us. Stephanie, apple butter on scrambled eggs is the bomb.
How about that?
Yes, that might be
Hey.
something to try.
While you're sitting there, like us, invite, and share the page tonight.
Please,
Please share it.
don't beg.
Some coming, but share us and get all your friends to watch and do a watch party even. How about that?
How about that?
How about that? Do a watch party.
Yeah, so, and then everybody kind of playing, all right, so we're done with the cereal, right?
Yeah.
Played along with that, played along with ice cream. It does sound like, though, let's go back to the cereal real quick. I didn't count who won what on that, but I can say that there was a surprising amount of people our age that have switched over to Raisin Bran.
Just the regular cereal.
Just regular cereal?
Just keeps you regular.
Okay, enough. Anyway, so so we moved to ice cream. That was fun. Don't even know who won that either.
Yeah.
In my
There are too
eyes,
many-
it's chocolate. So,
Mint chocolate chip.
and that is pretty good stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Bluebell, mint chocolate chip.
yes.
It's not really minty, but it's got really good chocolate chips in it. Try it, you'll like it.
You'll like it. Okay, one last one. Lisa Ray O'Shea. Bless her heart. She's been all over the beaches down there in Florida with our apron on. She was last
Last seen
seen
been wearing it.
wearing it and scalloping somewhere in Florida. So thank you, Lisa. That was pretty fun to see you doing that. We appreciate it. All right, so now we are going to make a pie,
Pie.
an apple pie.
Apple of your eye.
And guess
Pie.
what? As of today, this will be the second time we've made apple pie.
Woo wee!
Yeah, this could go south or not.
No, we're not. I'm telling you, even my mother, I mean, she was a good cook, but when she's making pies, a lot of times she'd just go buy the pre-made pies and put them in the pan. Not so much the ones in the loom. I mean, you could get sheets, and she'd roll them out a little bit more or whatever. But making pie crust ain't no easy feat. But it's pretty forgiving is the good thing about it. You can, if it tears or whatever, you can kind of piece it back together, put it together like a puzzle. But anyway, here we go. We're making it from the get-go, folks. We're making pie crust, we're making the filling, and we're going to show you a completed one here in just a minute. So hang in there with us, and we're going to try it. We may spit it out and say this. No,
we won't do that. Even if it tastes horrible, you're going to think that's the best piece of pie we had all day.
All right.
So, but one more shout out. That's our buddy Tim. We're missing Tim tonight. His paying job took precedence over us.
Lord, Tim. What do you mean?
But we missed him when he's not here.
Paying job.
Yeah, so he'll be back next week. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to make the filling. This is called the Blue Ribbon Apple Pie. You can actually go on to, what is it, Land O'Lakes website.
Yeah,
that's where
Land
we got the butter. That's where we got the recipe from. So, first things first, I need 2.5 cups of AP flour.
Now what kind of AP flour?
White Lily AP flour. How could I forget?
I don't know.
You measuring that for me over there?
I am.
Hard. Well, okay, so, and then after that, we're going to need a teaspoon of sugar, which, you got me a teaspoon out here, don't you?
I do.
And where's
Here's
there's the sugar right
2.5 cups, all-purpose, White Lily flour.
And we're not sifting this. We did sift the flour yesterday, and that probably didn't work out as well.
Well, you run a little close. You need a little extra to lay over the edge of your pan. So anyway,
all right.
that'll work.
We need. Let's see. This is a teaspoon of sugar. We're using raw sugar.
Raw sugar because
it's pretty.
and it's raw.
And it's raw. All right.
Like me.
Oh, for heaven's sakes. Then we need half a teaspoon of salt. Oh, here's my
salt
cellar. This was my mama's little salt cellar. My brother found it and brought it to me the other day, and I was just tickled pink to have that. All right, so there's my half a. What are you looking at me so funny for?
You don't look pink.
Oh my God. Do something with that.
You really don't want to go. Huh? Okay.
All right, there's my half teaspoon of salt. Need a half teaspoon of cinnamon. I guess this is my cinnamon.
Cinnamon.
Right here. Oh, and this was another one of her little salt cellars, but we're going to call it a cinnamon cellar. Whoops. I have quite enough.
There you go. That's good. You got it.
Yeah. And I'm wearing Florine's apron tonight because I definitely need to channel her making a pie crust. All right, next we have the 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg.
Nutmeg. And I tell you, Miss Leanne.
I know it.
She turned us on this hand-ground, hand-fresh nutmeg. And it's some good stuff. I'm telling you, a lot better than that already.
Well, let me tell you about some nutmeg here. So my mother convinced me that she didn't convince me. She did not like nutmeg, and therefore I didn't like nutmeg. So Leanne brought that nutmeg over for the tomato soup cake. That's the best stuff I've ever had. So I'm pretty tickled to be using nutmeg.
Fresh ground nutmeg.
Yes. Okay, next is we got our 3/4 cups of Land O'Lakes chunked butter. We're going to combine all that together. Where's my little
chopper?
Yeah, my little masher.
I washed it.
I know you did, and right there. All right, so I got my Land O'Lakes butter. Let me just kind of mix all this up. I'm mixing up my dry ingredients, just kind of trying to
And I
get
really
that
noticed
combined up too.
when I was made these other pie crust up this afternoon, it called for 6 to 9 tablespoons of cold water. You might as well just use 9.
Yeah, I
Now
think
down.
so. Yeah, last night was.
She got to cut in all this butter. And this is a job right here.
I'm
butter
telling
cook-
you.
If you ain't never cut.
Well, we should have let this sit out. For a
No, it's
minute.
supposed to be cold.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
That's the way it's supposed to be. That's
Wow.
what makes good crust.
Good crust.
Good crust. I mean, that is the secret. You've got to keep your butter cold, and even after we make the crust and get it in the pan, and get the pie filling, you're supposed to put it back in the refrigerator and let it set about 15 minutes before you put it in the oven, because you want to keep that butter
As cold as
as
possible.
cold as ice.
Because
I'm
if you
willing
don't,
to sacrifice. Huh? For love.
you're
I'm
so
cold as
silly.
ice.
Um,
I'm willing
well,
to
if you
sacrifice.
don't keep it cold, even in the batter here, it will end up as a big butter blob in the bottom of your pie. So
Chop
I'm
it up.
trying, Nathan. I might have to put you on the job here in a second. So yeah. And just so y'all know, this is another little Pampered Chef thing right here that I bought. And my little friend Kirsten is gonna do a Pampered Chef party sometime in September. So y'all need to get on board and come to my Pampered Chef party then, because they do make some pretty daggum good stuff. I mean, I gotta say. All right.
Yeah, I want this neighbor. He's got it's just an apple tree out there in his yard. I mean, that thing's bent over with these apples, and
He said he made applesauce like crazy and just finally had to quit.
and they're the good cooking apples. My mom always said tart apples, or that's the good cooking apples, and so I'm gonna go over and get some more. I may make, like I say, I am gonna make some apple butter, and it's pretty easy. Like, you just I forget how many cups of apples up. You cut them up, you put them in the crock pot. You cook them for like 4.5 hours on low. Then you take the lid off and you put all your spices in there, and leave the lid off, and you cook it for another like 4 hours on low, and with the lid off. Then you just put them in your jars, seal them, and then put them in a water bath for 10 minutes, get them sealed up. But anyway, that's gonna be a upcoming
episode. All right, so I'm getting there. I'm pretty much there.
You just want them
The butter
to
chunks.
be just like little
Coarse crumbs.
crumbs, a little less than pea size.
Gosh, I had to
You
get
want me
my
to do it?
arm rest. No, I don't. I don't want you to do it. I'm all right. Because I know you think you can do it better. But you can do it better because you're a little bit stronger than I am.
All right.
But it's getting there. I mean, look. Don't you think?
Yeah.
I feel like we have more flour in here tonight than we did last night, too.
Well, we sifted it last night. Then
Oh, yeah,
so,
that's right. That's right. So what do you think?
All right.
So, I keep doing that while you're putting in the cold.
I put it in the cold water, and I just mixed it up with my hands today, and that did the best.
Should I get my hands floury first?
No, they're gonna get gummy,
Okay.
so don't.
Okay. So now we've got it all kind of like
On.
coarse crumbs, and he's
This
starting
is
to.
cold
Oh,
ice
there's
water.
a piece of butter, for heaven's sakes.
This is ice water. 2,
Here's Miss Amy Howard.
3,
I'm sorry, I just saw that piece of butter.
4,
I gotta be crunching it.
5, 6, 7. Let's do 8. Mix it up.
Okay.
2, 4, 6, 8.
Who do we appreciate?
Apple pie.
Johnny Appleseed. He's funny. You're funny. All right, so.
But Johnny Appleseed was a real character, and he came through Georgia back in the day. I mean, the Appalachian Trail, and you know, he went around and planted, you know, orchards of crab apples for folks and.
Well, where did the rest of these apples come from?
They came from Europe. They were-
Europe?
Yeah.
European apples?
European apples. That's right. You're just a comedian, aren't you?
Just stop. Okay, yeah, they came from Europe. Speaking of Europe, my favorite apple came from Italy, or as we say in the South,
Italy.
Italy. I think that's where it came from, the Kiku. This is a new one that came out. Gosh, it's been about 4 or 5 years.
There's, what did I say? 7,500 different apple varieties worldwide. I think there's 2,900 varieties in the United States.
I need some more water, I think.
Yeah, and 7,500 worldwide. So there's a lot of different apples.
And so with this dough, it's still pretty crumbly, but now it's starting to kind of take shape into a ball here.
Just want
So you just kind of want to mash it together.
yeah.
So what do you think? You think we need any more water or no?
I think it. Yeah, just maybe.
I think we do. I think we need a little more. Thank you.
And
What's your favorite apple
uh,
besides pie?
you're the apple of my eye.
Oh, for heaven's sakes. You're too sweet.
Wow.
Silly.
So
You didn't tell me what your favorite apple was.
Fuji.
Yeah. You can't go wrong with a good cold Fuji.
I mean, you know, this coming up. I mean, this coming up September soon.
Yeah.
I mean, I like going up to, you know, where is it? Blue
Angry-
Ridge to the Apple.
I was going to say Angry Orchard, but that's not an
You know,
orchard.
but
All right, so now it's starting to get firm and get into a ball. You want to take over
Yeah.
from here? So he's the expert at rolling this stuff out, y'all. I'm telling you, he did a fantastic job last night. I mean, to have never made pie crust, he was doing pretty good. All right.
so you just want to, you know, get this into a nice ball and form it all together. And and then you want to,
We done with this right here?
you know, just lightly flour it and form it, and give me a knife. And
Butter knife?
yeah, and I'll need 2 sheets of
Got it.
plastic wrap. And what you want to do is divide this in half, just, you know, kind of eyeball it. Because one's going to be your bottom crust, that one's empty. I don't know who put an empty dang.
I can tell you who put an empty one back.
And one's your bottom crust, one's your top crust. So, once again, you just kind of want to get it all mixed up in a ball and formed like a disc.
Lord, why don't they make it any harder to get into this? You ready for that?
I am.
How about that big enough?
Yeah.
How about behind you?
Yeah. And like I say,
Here we go.
let's get it on. Kind of keep your hands fired up. And there you go.
And there you go. 2.
There, look at there.
Look at there.
But you gotta chill it for
Yeah,
an
that's
hour before you roll it up. Well, the thing that you have to chill it for an hour, then set it down for about 15-20 minutes before you roll it.
But
It's
you just do what they tell you to do and it turns out, doesn't it?
It does. Even.
Done with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so we're just gonna wrap this dough up.
And how about your workspace here? Are we good with that, or do I need to clean any of that off?
Put a little more
More
flour on the board, and this is one I made early this afternoon.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, this, whatever kind of saran wrap this is.
I told you we had plastic wrap downstairs. But
I mean,
that's
this
the
is some good
press and
stuff.
seal. Press and seal.
Press and seal on it.
It presses and seals all right, don't it?
Yeah. And you just want to flour that, and then get your rolling pin out, and you want to put some flour on your rolling pin. And the thing about this, when you're rolling that dough,
Hold on,
It's-
I'll help you.
it's a little easier with this thing. You want to turn your dough, or either you can just go like this, but you want to.
This little thing's handy too, because you can tell exactly how far you've got to roll it out to.
Yeah, you want to turn it, but you want to turn it every once in a while, but make sure you have keep flour up underneath it, or it will stick.
Wow, this one's doing way better than last night.
And
Keep putting it on your rolling pin too. And that nutmeg smells really good. I can smell it from here.
like I say, just kind of keep it floured up underneath. You want to roll it out pretty thinly.
But the fun part comes to try to transfer it into the pie pan.
Oops.
I am amazed at how much better this one is turning out. So I guess the flour sifting definitely was not the way to go.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. But, and what you want to do here is just take this dough and fold it over in half and bring your pie plate. I'm going to set her right there. And we're just going to, see Daisy?
Look at you! Goodness. Thanks, Jimmy. Jimmy said we got a nice kitchen.
And you just kind of put it in half and look there, you fold it back.
Look how pretty. Honey, that really turned out so good.
And you just want to press it down in there really good. And
While you're doing that, I'm gonna get
I just use my fingers. It's just easy to just kind of break off the dough around the edges there. Yeah, I drain them apples and
I need to rinse them too, correct?
yeah, I just rinse them in that colander. What we did, we cut up our apples earlier, so I mean, you take 6 apples. That's what we
Medium
medium. It
size.
don't take 6 because you want like what 6 cups of
Yeah,
apples.
6 cups of apple.
So, but anyway, cut them up earlier, and put them in just a fresh lemon, squeeze half a lemon, and then put some water on them, mix them up, just keep them from turning brown. But see right here, I kind of got a little boo-boo right there. But with the dough, see, you just take that dough, you just kind of press it there in place. You just cover that little boo-boo up, nobody ever knows.
Just like a dough band-aid,
That's
isn't
right.
it?
And now we're gonna have to
We're gonna make the next one, top one.
roll out the top. Oh,
These need to
These
go
are
in the
going in the
fridge,
fridge,
okay. Alright.
and
I'll say here. Hey Lisa, thank you. I was trying to be patriotic tonight because it's apple pie and it's American.
And we need some patriotism.
Yes, we do. Absolutely. Oh, I need to be over here holding this thing, don't I? I'm over here watching comments. I guess this is leftover dough.
Yeah, it is.
Do you need that for anything?
If you want to eat it.
Laura, don't tell on me. I'm telling
She's
y'all.
eating raw dough.
I ate some raw dough last night because it's delicious.
It's got cinnamon and nutmeg.
Cinnamon and nutmeg in it, and butter. I mean, jeez, it was good. Okay, I confess. I didn't make a meal out of it or anything. I just had a taste of it.
Yeah. Well, while I'm finishing this up, you wanted to mix up the filling?
I will do that. Yes, but
Or am I in your way?
you're kind of in my way, but that's okay. You go ahead and finish because you're not.
I can't
too
put
far.
this on there until you put the filling in there.
Oh, we didn't think about that for logistics, did we? For us to do our filling thing. So I don't know. Well, my apples have got to drain here a little bit more. Okay, but in the meantime, let me just get over here behind you, I guess, because I can't see my recipe. Okay, so while he's finishing that up, I'm gonna do the filling, and
I'm good.
okay. Now, we're gonna start with we're gonna mix all of our dry ingredients together, and it's very similar to what we made the crust with. We're gonna do a half a cup of sugar, and this is my half a cup of sugar, isn't it? Yep.
Uh-huh.
So, I don't wanna, I'm just gonna work over here, because I sure would hate to do something to that crust. Half a cup of sugar, and then we're gonna take a quarter cup of firmly packed brown sugar. Brown sugar! Lard. And then after that, we're gonna put in a quarter cup of all-purpose flour. Oops, and we're gonna put some of it on the floor.
Flour.
This is not a good one, is it, for that?
Put some on the floor.
Why don't you get some on you? Look. That's good. That's good
Yeah,
enough.
that's good. Put it in there.
Florine would say it's good.
Yeah.
Okay, and then what's after that? We gotta do our half a teaspoon of cinnamon and a half a teaspoon of nutmeg.
Here's the nutmeg.
That's a quarter teaspoon.
Oh.
So use that, and then here's the cinnamon, half a teaspoon of cinnamon. You need help with that? That's good.
That's a half a teaspoon right
No,
there.
it's not.
Oh,
That
yeah.
is way too much.
No, it wasn't. How much?
Half a teaspoon. That's a half teaspoon, don't you think? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. Okay. All right. So, that was a half teaspoon of cinnamon, half teaspoon of nutmeg. Now, we're going to mix that up a little bit. Lauren, I just wish you'd look at the stuff down the side. Let me get all the dry ingredients kind of
Here.
mixed up. Thanks. Thanks, baby. Let's move some of those spoons out of the way. There's our little nutmeg that's left. Alright, so mixing up my dry ingredients with my hands. No big deal. Gonna
There's
put them
4
apples
cups.
in. We're gonna do 6 cups of apples. And once we get all those apples in, we're gonna just do the little shaky.
How does that go?
And coat them.
How does that go?
Shaky.
6 cups apples.
6 cups of apples. So,
That's how many's left off. I cut up 6 apples. I mean, we could probably put those in there, but
yeah, then
make
it'll
sure.
be too much, and I don't want to be too much. It's never good to be too much. So, we're going to get these babies all shook up. Ooh, hey, I'm all shook up.
Look at that apple. I mean, apple. This is
See?
pepper jelly.
Just stole a thunder.
Oh, excuse me.
I was singing Elvis.
Oh, go ahead.
It's over now.
Too late. Shake it up, baby.
I did, and you didn't hear it. All right, so we're all covered now, right? What do you think? How's that look?
Yeah.
We're gonna put these babies in here. Look at that, look at that. And I gotta say, when we sent Steve a message about these apples, he did reply back and say, you know, take as many as you like, but they're not very pretty. And he was right. They weren't very pretty, but it doesn't matter. You can't see them, right?
So then it's gonna fold this up. We're gonna dust some of the flour off of it. Then just kind of fold it over.
Do you want me to?
Yes, please.
You're done with this, right?
Yeah. And what you want to kind of do is get that bottom crust and this top crust, and you kind of want to fold the top crust underneath that bottom crust. You just want to seal it up. And then
It's just like tucking it in, like tucking it in a little blanket, isn't it?
yeah, and you want to get us a fork.
Yes. What if I said no?
Get it anyway. And there's different, you can cramp it different styles or whatever, but we're just kind of the old fork it style.
Where's my
See, there's a little piece of apple that kind of got exposed.
got jumped out there?
And let me,
Thank you,
And-
Catherine.
and see what you want to do is take your fork and just kind of go all the way around this,
Oops.
this ceiling.
Just goes all the way through those 3 layers of where you took the
Right.
top layer and tucked it up underneath the bottom layer. And Lord, here, you want me to put a little Band-Aid on that? What do you think? We're gonna have to come back and put some.
You know, apple pies, nobody say they had to be pretty.
Well, they are pretty. I mean, it doesn't look gorgeous at the moment, but it's gonna come out looking good, and it's gonna come out tasting good. I have a feeling. I should have been
But you just
heating that
kind of-
other one up.
cramp it. And the butter, I mean, the filling almost, it's got to go in the fridge. It's getting too warm. I mean, you can tell when it starts getting too warm, it ain't going to cooperate. So,
We're gonna put this one back in the fridge for what?
probably 15 minutes before we stick it in the oven.
All right.
And I need a sharp knife. I got to cut some vent holes in the top. Your Hinkle Harris knife, whatever they are.
Yes, these are my new lovely knives. They are the bomb, diggity. So oh, look at you doing like a little design. Here. Oh, you're
How about
gonna eat. You've
that?
been watching YouTube today, haven't you?
I've been watching Martha
You've been cheating on me, haven't you?
Bakes.
Who? Oh, Martha Bakes. Oh,
What's her name?
Martha Stewart. You're silly. That's looking pretty, boss. Lord, you really getting meticulous about that. This is gonna turn out so pretty. Oh, let me check my butter. That's the other thing is
Oh yeah.
you gotta melt a tablespoon of
We can do
butter.
that before we put it in the fridge.
Oh,
We'll do it. Go
before
ahead.
we put it in the
Yeah.
fridge. Oh, it's melted, so it's ready.
Yeah. So
Just don't touch this pan.
you just coat the top of it.
So I can go ahead and do this, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
See, I just cut some little vent holes in it.
How pretty.
And I just put the little pieces of dye. I mean, you can go. This is just us.
Being us, ain't it?
Yeah. And
Yeah, this is getting too warm almost.
yeah, it's gonna have to go. I mean, it's just that's the thing about dough. I mean, dough pie crust. I mean, like I say, a lot of people don't steer away from it, but
It's not that bad. I mean,
Now, and I'm telling you, that pie crust we make for fried apple pies, I mean, that's a good pie crust dough. If you don't, this one's got a spice pie, but for like a potato pie or pumpkin pie or whatever, that,
pumpkin pie. Who eats pumpkin pie?
me.
Ugh.
But I'm gonna make, I like pies. I probably like pies as good or better than I do most cake. And,
Oh, that's tough. That is a tough call right there because there's nothing better than a good old yellow cake with chocolate icing on it. But I bet I know what might be pretty good.
you wanna do this?
Apple. No, you do it. I did it last night.
Alright, we just got that raw sugar because the granulars are bigger.
It's
That's one.
prettier.
And you just sprinkle,
Sprinkle as much as you want on top of
Yeah.
there.
because you can't have too much butter
No,
or too much sugar.
no.
And so we're just gonna liberally dust it. And then we'll put this in the refrigerator. We're gonna cut a pie.
What?
And we're
We're gonna cut a pie.
gonna cut a pie.
I'm
Better than
excited.
cutting
I'm about
cheese.
lard, Nathan. That's nasty.
We got the oven set at 400. And what you want to do is cook it for 35 minutes.
Yes.
If you don't, we inherited this from Mama. This was hers. And but if you ain't got one of these crust rings, just take some tin foil and just make you a little ring and scare the dog half to death. Why don't you? He was sneaking in here and she dropped something. He went scurrying off.
Come here, Jackie. I'm
But just
sorry.
use some tin foil if you don't have one of these. Cook it for 35 minutes with the ring on there. Pull it out, take the ring off, the tin foil off. Put it for another 10 minutes at 400 degrees. And it's golden, bubbly, brown. And show them what it looks like.
Well, I will.
Murray.
Hold on just a minute. Just give me one quick swipe here. Lift that mouse up. Because we got a flour factory right here. What happened to Jack?
Scared him away.
I didn't mean to. It's something
Y'all ready to see some good apple pies? You know what?
What?
You call somebody that studies apples?
An appleologist.
No, it was a what did I say it was? Apolomology or something?
You said pulmonology.
There
or
was some,
something.
I was just looking up fun facts, but there is a word, you know, kind of bugologist. That's what Allison is. She's a bug.
Allison's a bugologist. Can y'all
Look
see?
at this. Just look at that.
Blue ribbon apple pie, y'all.
Blue ribbon apple pie.
God,
Look.
it smells fantastic. Ah, I bet it's gonna taste pretty good too.
Tilt it up just a little bit more there.
How about that? Can y'all see it now? How about now?
Who wants a bite? Raise your hand.
Raise your hand. Yeah, I do.
Cut us a piece of pie.
I'm not a good pie cutter.
I'll cut us a piece of pie.
That is a pretty pie. Look at it.
Look. Like I say, we made this last night. And it's taking some willpower.
Yeah, it did, because, oh my gosh. It was so funny. We put it in the oven and went and sat down over there and started reading and stuff. And all of a sudden, it was like both of us at the same time went, I smell apple pie. Just permeated. It smelled delicious. Well,
Look,
Lord, I want you to look.
Just look. Ain't that what Andy said? I wish you just look.
That would be looking. Oh my gosh, that is beautiful. Cut another. I want a child's portion.
That's your portion you got there.
Here we go. How does that look? That's just pretty delicious.
I'm telling you. Don't get no more American. America, I love America.
America, apple pie.
Let's see how these apples taste.
Gosh. I hadn't had apple pie. I don't know when. How is it?
Don't eat it.
It's not any good.
Uh-uh.
I tell you what, we probably ought to have heated it. I'll be dad blamed. We made us a good apple pie.
That crust is so flaky and
Catherine.
flavorful.
Catherine said, "Do y'all have homemade vanilla ice cream too?" We talked about that.
Weight Watchers wouldn't allow us.
Well, and the other thing is, we were actually going to buy some vanilla ice cream, and we forgot it. So,
The fresh nutmeg in that crust,
man.
You take the cinnamon. Those apples are cooked to perfection.
Wow. I'm going to tell you what. That is a good crust. It's just like, I see about 4 or 5 little layers in there. Just that sugar just glistening off the top of
I'm
it.
telling you what,
Woo!
Hostess ain't got nothing on us right
Uh-uh.
here. Or Miss Edwards.
Somebody. Anybody.
What's that other Mr. What's her name?
Lord, I don't know. Tina wants some pie. Stephanie said yum. Hey, Robin. Hey, my little Robin sister. My little Robin Redbreast. This is delish. I am so proud of you for rolling out a heck of a dadblame crust. I mean,
you know, you buy them store-bought crust. I mean,
And
you
they're
buy one of
good.
them store-bought apple pie. I mean, and they're decent, you know. But I'm telling you, there's something. It makes it worth the little extra you have to
Hey.
go to.
I bet you one thing. Johnny Appleseed and mine.
You got that right.
Oh my God. Lord, I just
He
got
probably-
flour all over me.
Trade you a gallon of crab apple cider.
Ugh. No thanks. I know, we need to stop eating and talk to these people. So,
Y'all need to come eat.
Sarah Lee. Thank you, Catherine. Sarah Lee. She's the other one. Yeah, y'all need to come eat. So next Thursday, have we decided what we're gonna make?
We may have a gift.
We may have a guest. Do you know who it is? And I don't.
Maybe.
You keeping secrets from me.
Maybe.
Well, I'll have to find out who that is. I'll have to torture you and find out.
You gonna tempt me with pie, Eve? Huh? I tell you what, women and apples have gone back a long way in history.
You need to bite it, your tongue. Or an apple. Where's my apple? You're so silly. Hey, y'all need to go see my friend Lachelle Thompson. They're opening up they're having like a little pop-up porch sale this coming Saturday in Alpharetta. We Two Friends. Go check them out. She's got some cute stuff. For instance, that pretty picture and those pretty little cake stands and that pretty little thing those daisies are in.
And
And what
well,
I'm telling you. Y'all, I'm sorry. I wish you could be here. It's really good.
let's make you slap your granny.
I don't know about that. I don't know that I would want to slap my Granny Bice, but I can tell you right now, I for sure don't want to slap Granny Gillen.
She would look you.
She was mean. I'm sorry, I know that was my granny. She was tired. She had raised about 14 kids in the Depression. I guess I'd be grumpy too.
She's probably making about 5 apple pies a day.
Don't you know it?
Folks, we enjoyed it again. Here we
Yes,
are.
we did. We'll try to come up with something creative for next Thursday. Apparently somebody already has and just hadn't shared it with me.
Well, that's just the kind of guy I am.
Well, you're gonna be sharing it with me,
Well,
so.
get your apple out.
I got your apple right here, mister.
So,
Join
And-
us next Thursday. Oh, well, wait a minute. We're gonna recap our pie.
yeah, recap the crust.
Crust, 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon of sugar, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg that is fresh, and 3/4 cups of chunked cold Land O'Lakes butter, and 9 tablespoons. Although it took 10 for us
Some.
tonight, but I think we had a little bit extra flour this time.
Right.
Combine all
you,
that
you just
together.
want to get a good ball where that's not falling apart.
Yes.
Divide your crust, wrap it up in plastic wrap, stick it in the fridge for an hour, take it out for about 15-20 minutes,
And then you
Roll.
roll it all out.
roll it out.
What size that's 12, wasn't it, or something?
Yeah, about a 12-inch ring or circle,
Mm-hmm.
and make sure you keep it floured, fold it over, put it in the pan, fold it out, press it down, trim it up, then do your pie filling.
Filling. 1/2 cup of sugar, 1/2 cup of brown sugar, firmly packed. 1/4 cup of AP flour,
White Lily.
White Lily all-purpose flour, 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg, 6
6 cups.
peeled, cored, chopped, or sliced cups of apples.
6 cups of apples.
Then set aside a tablespoon of butter and a teaspoon of sugar.
Melted butter.
Melt your butter, that's right. So you mix all your dry ingredients together, put in your apples, do the shaky, shaky, shaky,
And
put
then
it in,
roll out your other crust, fold it over, put it on top,
crimp
crimp,
it.
crimp, crimp. Cut your little design in the top, vent hose,
Yep,
put it back in the fridge for 15 minutes
yep.
while your oven is preheating to 400 degrees. Slap her in the oven, 30 minutes with a tinfoil ring or a pie crust ring, 35 minutes. Take it out, take the ring off, take the foil off, put it back in 10 minutes, and here you go, whammo bammo, apple pie in your mouth-o.
I was wondering where you were going to go with that.
I was too. So,
Oh my goodness, you are the funniest man alive, I swear.
Here we go.
Try it out, post your pictures, and be looking for an invite.
Share us.
Share us, please, yes. Also, on the invite thing, it wouldn't let me send an invite on our group because it said
We met our limit.
we met our limit on the
Facebook.
group. So we had to share it from the other, and we'll try to talk it up a little bit more on the group because I know a lot of y'all have not transitioned over to the page.
People don't like change, do they?
No, I am a low change person.
So-
You can ask anybody that I work with.
In the words of
My dear blessed mother, Jane Casalois, Glennis by Gilliland, be somebody.
and in the words of my dear old daddy, miss him every day. Never left the site without him saying, "I love you, and don't you forget it." And we love you.
And don't you forget it. Yay!
See y'all next week.
Mwah, mwah, mwah. And no, Terry, I know, no water with it. We'll have coffee in the morning. We'll have apple pie in the breakfast morning. Bye.